Hey everybody, it's Bus, continuing to play some Path of Champions. And so we're continuing on with this draft event here in the old Path. Been having a wonderful time with it. We're going to keep playing this Samira adventure until we're done with it, or at least until we've done it 3 or 4 times on video here. And so today we need to finish off the Demacia version of the quest. We're going to play Vayne because she's our closest champion to the recommendations, right? 2.5 stars. She's our only thing at around 2.5. She's pretty low in terms of actual champion level, so maybe it'll give us a bit of a challenge here. So if you're not familiar with Vayne, she does get the +1 starting mana. When an ally is equipped, you give it Scout, so we have lots of opportunities to tumble and scout and get those free attacks on the opposing turn, recover that attack token, and then her 3-star abilities at round start, if you have the attack token and less than 2 equipment in hand, you create one of these crappy golden spatulas that has a keyword on it. And so we at least always have an equipment, and then we should also be able to get some really sweet and fun attacks in here. And so as far as the relics go, just using the bonus EXP thing, you know, need some bonus EXPs when you're only level 3. So let's jump into this draft, see what kind of friends we can find, see if we have ourselves a good time along the way, right? It's not about getting to the destination, it's about the journey. Friends you make along the way is what really matters, am I right? And so, let's see who Vayne can find here. So what do we got in this first one? Warwick, I don't even know what the fuck this guy does. I've literally never seen Warwick before, and so let me check this real quick. And so he's a 4-3 PNZ champion, not exciting for Vayne. She doesn't really like PNZ that much. Play, I strike a damaged enemy, sure. And then when you've dealt damage 12 times this game, he flips. So then he plays, strikes a damaged enemy, round end, strike more enemies. Lots of striking. Doesn't super work well with Vayne. Just the PNZ doesn't have a ton of good like combat-oriented units and equipment. And so it's like you're really kind of counting on the quick attack darken equipment coming together and working with challengers. It's a bit far-fetched, and so I don't think we're going to go this route. So we'll pass on that. I'm a little interested down here in Kale, mainly just for Mihara. Just having the big lifesteal ability with all of the equipment gives us the chance to recover in a lot of these rounds to where we've just taken a bunch of damage. And so I think that's okay. Like, you know, Targon kind of has that same problem as PNZ, to where they just don't have a lot of good units, but they're a little bit more Unix-centric than PNZ, so I think this will be okay. Kale, not really interested in, but Mihari is the big one here, I think, especially if we can get some upgrades on it, make it cheaper or whatever. All right, so what do we got to get here? I forgot to talk about the power for the round. It's the same one as the last video. If you play a 5-attack unit, it can't block and it makes a free attack. And so things like Reunited could be a little interesting, but I don't like being all out on the offensive with this. I'm actually a little interested in just taking the Vestayan Disciple, make sure we have a blocker early, and something that can grab an equipment. And so I think this will be fine. We're not going to have super synergies with it. I guess it does. It's Nexus Strike, it recalls, and so it's kind of meh for the equipment piece, I guess. But I like starting with the unit. We got a bunch of rolls. Let's take one. Frostbite thing. That's just always big, right? Round start, Frostbite, the strongest enemy unit. Created cards could be interesting. Making Tumble cheaper, making the golden spatulas cheaper, but these Frostbite things are always so bonkers. And as we're only level 3, like, health is going to be one of the big problems we have through this round. So I think that's good. I'm happy with that. And so moving on, not a great start here. I don't really want a Cathian Miss. Lord Mallet, kind of whatever, right? He auto attacks, which we would do anyways this round. Kind of interesting that he comes back as Deathless, able to block, but just don't think we really want to go this way. We want to be cheap and we want to have interactivity, and we already have a couple of 5s in Kale and Mihari, and so let's skip past this one, see if we pick up something a little bit better. Still expensive stuff out here. Insightful Investigator's fairly bad. It does heal when it comes down, but not really on point with what we're trying to do. Weird seeing cards like this turn up. I can't imagine it's in either of these champions kits, but it is what it is. Alright, we're finally finding some interesting stuff, right? Legion Deserter should be fine. This could be a big finisher for us. He is still a little bit expensive, but catching the buffs could be okay. And then at the other side, maybe we just take the Grizzled Ranger. It's got the heal, it's got Scout. I think that's a decent place to start. Ooh, this has got to be just the best card in this game, right? The Cosmic Youngling. Give us those heals, give us those blocks early. I don't mind if I do. I think that's going to be okay. All right, all right. So what's up next? The Elixir of Iron. Not hugely interested in this. I'd like to have the combat trick, but I don't want to be shuffling these bad cards back into our deck. The Blinded Mystic, kind of meh in this battle, right? The thing that I found most useful with the silences is just silencing our own units to take can't block off of them. And this guy can't do that, so that's kind of meh. Let's just take the Arena Battlecaster here. He's cheap, summons multiple copies of himself. I think that'll be fine. Moving next, Roar of Acacia is not that strong, but it does get cheaper as the game progresses. I think that'll be fine. We don't have a lot of KO power with Dawn and Dusk, right? So I think we'll skip past that. Blessing of Targon is fine, but let's take this thing. Let us cheapen it up a little bit. Yulia should be fine. Spell Shields and Overwhelmed still on the cheaper end of things. I think that's okay. Standing together, though, just starting in hand is kind of nice. Let's actually pick that up. Make sure we have a combat trick forever. So what's up next? Solari Soldier, kind of shitty with this deck. We don't have any Daybreak combos. Buru Cultist does fit theme a little bit. I think that'll be okay. Just give us another cheap unit to put on board. As we move on, Poro Sled, I think we're finally just stuck with. You know, he has at least got to be an 8/8. And generating the Poro does give us a blocker. I think that'll be fine. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Interesting stuff. Garen just so strong in this game, having the regen so that he gets to keep sticking around round after round. I'd much rather have Garen than Kale. Too bad we can't just cut Kale at this point. But I think this is fine. We didn't find any interactivity, really, right? We got one combat trick. We saw a handful that we didn't pay a ton of attention to. We didn't see any strikes. We didn't see any hushes. We didn't see any, like, sunbursts or stuff like that. And so hopefully we can pick up something like that along the way. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. So yeah, let's just get our cheap friends. We didn't get any equipment either. That's kind of meh. It's decent that we have access to the golden spatula, right? Since that's going to be our only way to get the equipments on board. All right, let's just slam everybody down. Not too worried about that heal stacking thing. Let's just get people down and attacking. Look at that golden spatula. I talked a bit of trash about that golden spatula, then just look at all that shit we got, right? we got Scout out here on our friend, just such a powerful ability, and then also being a 5 health tough. Very important in this round. I take it back, golden spatula. You you weren't as much of a garbo as I was giving it credit for. Wait, did I miss something here? No, it's just the Vayne stuff. Oh, okay, that's it. The Vayne stuff gives it Scout. The Vayne stuff gives it Scout. The equipment itself picked up Tough. All right, this is fine. We can take the 3 bank for We Stand Together, and then we'll also get another spatula in hand. So we should be able to say Poro Sled. He's gonna make the auto attack. It's pretty close to just finishing off the opponent, but then we can put the spatula on it. He's gonna get Scout. Not much sport. We'll just block with the no need dum-dum here, right? But we can give the sled Scout, get the Scout attack in. Picked up lifesteal along the way. Then we can get a 3rd attack after that, and so not bad, not bad. I mentioned in our video yesterday, it feels like Samira was somebody that was like tuned like 5 and 6 and 7 patches in a row. It was like every single patch notes would come out and something happened with Samira. It kind of feels like Vayne had that treatment for a while. I remember the times when Vayne had like the 2-cost tumble and she was a 4/4. It's fucking bonkers when that shit came out, but a little bit different these days. What do we got here? Dawn Speakers don't really want. Not familiar with this thing. The Demacian Merchant. When I'm summoned, make an Unyielding Spirit. Can't die kind of card. Whatever. We'll probably never cast it. We'll just take the Dawn Speakers here. Not really interested in rolling just yet. I'd rather save our rolls for our like champion items or trying to pick up a relic at the shop or something. So what we got here? Solitary Monk to cut cards. Smooth Soloist gives you, if I remember correctly, it gives you relics. And then we can go to the shop just to buy stuff. Did we have stuff we want to cut? Like, I'd really love to just go and cut Kale out of the deck, but we're not allowed to do that. I think our deck is fine at the moment without making cuts. So let's just head down to the shop, see if we get a skill, see if we get a removal spell. All right, so what's this? Round start, give the foe's strongest unit +1 attack for each card in the player's hand. Sure. Sure. All right, so what do we got? Let's hang on to our cheap friends here. Don't really want Dawn Speakers. Again, this card kind of sucks. No respect for Kale. I feel like in the last in the last seasonals we played, not seasonals. What's it called? The last like season ending tournament. We played Kale with Yordles. That might have been an event we just played Yordles in every single deck and just fucking smashed. Can't quite remember. It's been like a year and I'm old. You got to give me credit, you know. Old people need a little help, you know. But what are we going to do here? I'd like to get a spatula on board this round. Not really excited to attack with Vayne into the arena bookie. I'm also not opposed to just playing Mahara next turn and trying to equip it there. Just getting those big abilities up and running. Maybe we just drop a couple of arena battlecasters and pass. And then we could look to just play... Oh, hang on. Thought it was the one that just comes back in hand. That's okay. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with our regular, so we would have a blocker next turn. Right, if we're looking to play Mahara. I guess just blocking with Vayne's not the end of the world. Right, if we're going to play a big lifesteal unit in Mahara, we'll just gain this little bit of damage back anyways.
Humanity's darkest hour demands my return. How frail mortality, how impure and wicked. Thy redemption nears.
Alright, not bad. Got that big lifesteal. Mahara picked up Spirit along the way. We can party now. We can party. We got our big friend Poro Sled's ready to go. Not really amped about dropping him. I think we might want to stand together this round. So let's just do this. Let's play the Grizzled Ranger. We'll make a scout attack. Keep our combat trick just in case. But I don't think we're too far back from winning this one. A tumble next turn on the scout unit should go pretty far in terms of just ending the game. Was that not a scout attack? Oh, our Mahara lost scout. You only get it for the one turn? Alright. We'll figure out what these cards do eventually. Go ahead and just put another blocker on board just to be safe.
The sun's out, the crowd's ready. Let's go! My money, my rules.
So we gotta put... see if we can do this without messing it up, right? We gotta put a spatula on Mahara so it gets scout. And this block is fine. Whatever happens here will be okay, I assure you. Take a big 1 point of damage with our lifesteal, and then we can tumble the Mahara and we'll be okay. Alright. Get that sweet-ass scout attack in. Why not drop a Poro Sled? Let him do his thing.
I will end their suffering.
Feels good.
You must get by these first.
Alright, easy peasy. These lifesteal's been doing the work. Poro Sled bringing that magic. I dig it, I dig it. We just gotta remember how our cards actually work and we'll be good to go.
Now to root out the next fate.
Nobody really needs combat tricks or interactivity. You ought to just make the 30 card unit deck and just attack all the time, right? That's all that really matters. I think so. I think so. But loading up a mana potion on a tumble is pretty sweet. I'm pretty certain that applies to all of our Vayne generated tumbles, so that looks good. With the power, what's this thing? When allies attack, deal 1 to battling enemies and the enemy nexus, so it misfortunes every time. Yeah, we'll probably just take that. It's so good with all of our scout stuff. But what else is out here? A little bit of interactivity with a 1-mana Mystic Shot. I don't hate it, right? It's not... It can technically kill like an Action or a Samira later in the game, but not really, right? 2 damage isn't enough to deal with those, but we still run across a lot of stuff like the Trifarians with like 5 attack, 1 health, and being able to snipe those off of the board could be fairly useful. So let's go ahead and just snatch these up. I don't think we need Relentless Pursuit. Like, I get how good rallies are, but between having all of the scout units and the tumbles and stuff, and the free attacks just coming out of our big boys, I think that's all okay. So we'll take that, take the Misfortune ability, up to battle with Kato. So the foes, allies with Overwhelm have 3 attack. Sure. Fairly strong stuff for this round. If we draw 2 Mystic Shots, we can take down Kato, right? So the play of the day right there. All right, let's do this. Let's hang on to the Roar of Acathia just to keep that mana reduction in check. Drew, we stand together, which is always kind of shitty.
I will take this power in my lady's name. Not much sport.
Interesting. That's what we're doing here. I've got a little bit more respect for the spatula now. Probably gonna make sure that hits the board, but let's at least get the good battle. Let's get the Battlecaster down first. See where that lands us. He doesn't really have good blocks out here, right? If we're gonna be misfortuning every round, he can't block with the snapper effectively. Just like playing scouts, man. Who would have known? Who would have guessed it? Getting our Buru Cultist on board, getting our Misfortune ability, dropping the scout attacks. It's like we're back in 2021 all over again, you know? Just like the good old days in 2021. This is fine. We got this lifesteal on our Battlecaster, so we can gain plenty of health back. Looks like Dum Dum Kale can get a free attack in. Why not? We could have... The actual better play here probably would have been Garen, so we get 2 strikes in this turn, then we could get a rally next turn, but if we're going to be real, this game's done. Smoked him.
The wicked have been brought to justice.
Alright, what you got for us, game? Lux, I could pass on this stuff. Like, I like Purify. You know, kind of like we were talking about Hush earlier, being able to Hush can't block off of a unit. Could be, you know, fairly relevant over the game. Taking Overwhelm off of something can be big. This is unfortunate, again, like, doesn't hit Samira, doesn't hit Action, but still pretty good. I just want to hit up the shop, see what the power is. This thing again, just double Misfortunes. Yeah, I don't even care what's in the other shop. We're gonna buy it. Now let's let's go back and take a look. Shield Vault, I wouldn't hate. It's just with the free attacks, it's not very good in this game. What's this thing out here to the side? Double Agent, strike, all players draw. I don't really have any combos with this stuff. Okay, we can leave. But sick. We almost got a misfortune of our own out here, and so I can't complain about that. Let's just get something crappy out of here. Winged Messenger's not that great. Dawn Speaker's not that great. The Messenger's probably better than Dawn Speaker's, having access to Elusive. Alright, off to battle action. So when the foe counts down, all of his units get +1 attack. This has been so much easier than the Targon round in the previous game. We played Leona in the previous video. Just been steamrolling this one.
I seek a weapon worthy of Naga Keboros.
So let's add the cultist. We can keep this Mystic Shot mana up just in case.
I do not break rules.
So you can't quite take down that 5/5 action though. I think we can be a little greedy with our health this round. Right, we've got Mahari in hand. We're gonna heal to full at the end of the round anyways. And so I just don't think that's going to be a necessity. Go ahead and spatula, right? Get the attack token next turn, get the spatula back. Alright, let's start doing scout stuff. So this is fine. We can still like block, get the 3/4 back out of this, and then when we play the, it's kind of lame, dude. When we play the spatula, our dude will get scout again anyways. 6/6 challenger scout with double misfortune thing. It's not that bad. So let's just start blasting, right? Both of our dudes have challenger out here. That's pretty sweet. Just getting smoked. Gotta dig that. You heard it here first. You're required to dig it, just so you know.
Spare the innocent, punish the wicked.
Kinda thought Kale was gonna have 5 attack there and just attack on her own.
Everything.
Turns out that was incorrect. It's not the way that happened. Good, just taking 5. Probably not that bad. Getting a little sloppy. It's like I know we have so much recoverability with our Mihari and stuff that we're just getting a little sloppy with it, and so we'll see what happens. I think we'll still be okay. Just equip up Kale. Let's do this. Let Battlecaster first, just in case we need a blocker. I was gonna say we can equip up Kale. Then we can also put Scout on the other Battlecaster. What'd she hit? Quick attack Challenger, not bad. We'll give this dumb Scout as well.
Take a real close look at the action.
Pretty close to ending just on our own.
The finest battlecaster in Nazis steps up.
Does Kale flip off this and do anything cool? No, she's a round start flip, right? Somebody out there didn't like having fun. They didn't want to get their Zolanis on the board with Kale letting her flip in combat. Was that ever a thing? I remember. The nostalgia hour here with Bust. You're welcome. Helping an old man remember the glory days, you know. So what are we gonna do with this? I concede that Garen is our stronger unit, but the cheap the cheap thing applied to Vayne is pretty good. We should probably just stack in on Garen, right? He's the real deal as far as our champions go. Like, Vayne's a landmark for the most part. It's kind of like, I sometimes forget that it's not just like up and down. It's not quick attack to Vayne, spell shield to Garen. It's like any of the bottom to any of the top. And like a 2-mana Vayne is kind of interesting, but I think Garen is just the big thing. I think I'd rather have access to the rallies as opposed to whatever Kale's doing. Like, we're already getting plenty of attack on board. We don't need Kale to give us more attack. Alright, so that looks good. What are we going to do here? I always love quick draw, anything that lets us cheat. When you gain the attack token, summon a sapling should be pretty sick in this deck, though, right? Like, every scout attack we make, we're picking that attack token back. And then we could use that attack token with double misfortune to pick off the opposing units. I dig it. That's sick. You heard it here first. So let's go over here to the champion item chest, the epic version. Got to fight the pit fighter at the bottom. So deal 4 damage to the player's stunned units. Sure. You can do that. I'll allow it. So what do we got? Our boy Garen turns up. Let's hang on to him. Do sweet Garen things and just look for some cheaper plays. Gotta be so sick, right? The other kind of like interesting thing with this encounter is like your ability to open attack on your opponent with a big unit out of your hand, right? So like it comes to our turn, we get the attack token, and then we just drop a we just drop like a free attack on the board. Having that sapling thing down does give us a lot of opportunity to just like block stuff. So Kind of interested in that working out. Start getting equipped though.
I seek a weapon worthy of Naga Keburos.
Picked up lifesteal like a boss. I'm so good at getting lifesteal. that's the way the pros do it right there.
My heart and soul for the
Now we get this free attacking Garen. Gonna get his 2 strikes in for the round. Get the flip. Hopefully just end this next turn. Oh, I was like, fuck you. You just get the freebie onto Garen, but he stunned our lifestealer. Alright, good stuff. Here comes the flip. Just combos across the board. Why didn't you flip? Oh, our stupid misfortune thing killed the unit off.
have you know.
This game's dumb.
Monsters still lurk in Demacia's every
Yeah, the tumble
shadow.
does get the mana potion. I thought I was right about that. We'll just stop here. Can start to look to just tumble Garen, right? I'd probably rather. I think we'll just look at something like this. If you're not familiar with this stuff, you're able to do with the tumbles and the scout units. We can just make our open attack. This counts as your regular attack. Doesn't count as a scout attack, so we'll put the spatula onto a unit to give it scout, and then we'll tumble that unit. That'll be a scout attack. Get the attack token back, and we can attack again. It's going to be pretty sweet, I can assure you. You don't need Vayne here anymore. We already got our combos. Just the tumble on its own will be enough to finish the round, but if you're not familiar with the hashtag LCS big plays, you learned them here now. Get zinged. Is the LCS still around? It's got to be, right? Faker won again last year. I feel like that's accurate as well. I don't follow too much with the league. I just occasionally see stuff pop up on Reddit. It's usually people just bitching about stuff, but Worlds comes around on occasion, and so people don't bitch about that as much. Turns to Faker news for a couple days, then back to bitching. All right, so what are we gonna do here? The Black Cleaver. Don't really need it. I guess it works nicely with Kale. I'm not certain how the sequencing goes with this stuff in terms of like the Black Cleaver activating and then getting our free attacks. I mean, it's okay on Garen. It's not necessary, but I would rather just have it be on Vayne. You do get the extra copies of the champion, which is the big thing out of this. Vayne is a very good flip, right? She flips into Condemn, getting the 1 mana strike that we've been kind of lacking. Sure, I could dig that. Into the shop, what do we got? Buy a power. Nexus is tough, is pretty powerful in this round. As you go up to Samira, she does extra Nexus damage from everything, and so kind of just cancels out her ability. That works for me. Otherwise, a lot of non-combat-y stuff. Don't really need more purifies. We talked about Shield Vault being garbage in this ability. We can skip that. So what do we got next? Epic spells chest up top. Sure. We gotta get a good spell at some point, right? So all right, when the foe summons a rock bear, give it 2/2. Summon another rock bear den. We can handle that. We can handle it. Alright, so what do we got? Nothing too exciting in hand to start. Let's just get rid of the Roar of Acacia. I don't think the games are even going long enough for it to come down.
Sun's beneath me, and
Rock
winds
Copper comes in.
behind
What a dickhead, right? Just big enough from the get-go to survive a Mystic Shot? Fuck you, dude. This is why people don't like you. Alright, we got our sapling. Let's just drop in this giant Vayne. Get 3 attacks on the round.
Demons walk among us,
Oh,
masquerading
I guess we
as
learned
men.
how that works. We did not get the free attack with Vayne. Which, it is what it is. But I think it's at least kind of interesting to know how that's going to play out with you know, now we just have a giant blocker, which is not terrible. There's an argument to be made if having a giant free attacking can't blocking Vayne is better, or having a giant Vayne that can just infinitely block all of the opposing units. Like, right, I'm okay with either, but I want to know which one we have, and so the blocker thing is fun. Alright, till we get Garen down. It's gonna get tumbled here in a hot minute. We don't really have too much else to put on board. Guess we can do the Buru Cultist.
The bigger the hunt, the better the trophy.
Drop some of these equipments while we're at it. What's this? This thing's an 8/8. He's only got 1 mana. There's not too much scary stuff that Shurima can do. I was going to shape stones about it. Do we even care if we lose Vayne? We can just lethal with combat, right? Do it the old-fashioned way, huh?
A piercing bolt.
Look at them mathematics. 25 into 18. I'll tell you what. I thought about adding it up in my head, and then I chose not to. And so that's the way the pros do it, man. That's the way they do. Sitting out here doing math, no thank you. Alright, so what do we got? Summon ephemeral copy of Vayne. Little interesting. She's not that strong. Kind of like the double attacking steadfast Elkin out here. This thing's just like infinity damage, right? So that looks good. Battle Fury, why not? Doubling dice on the Battle Fury, that's that's where the good stuff is. Now we'll take the catch. Works nicely with the the golden spatulas. It gives us a, it's had the summon a champion thing, so it can give us a surprise blocker if we need it. Happy enough with that. We'll get rid of this Roar of Acacia. We're never going to cast it. Like the idea of having access to having access to the cost reduction elements, but we've just been tearing through this. We've had enough stuff to put on board before needing those units and stuff, so it all played out fine. Alright, let's keep some of our cheap friends here. Let's keep these mystic shots for Samira.
Making heads turn and
Boop.
roll.
Boop. I didn't think it was possible, but look at us. GG, well played. Thanks for stopping by. That's all it takes to beat Samira, huh? Alright, let's bank up this mana, get this Garen on board.
If it stabs, cuts, or explodes, we've got it.
Alright, didn't do anything too scary. I don't think we're really at risk of dying here, right? We're not going to have any blockers for this stuff. He can open with a bigger unit and cause a bit of a problem, but it's like as soon as we're able to get Garen on board, we're going to be fine. And we have the tough Nexus, and so I wasn't super worried about getting smoked this round. Alright, we take 9. Not a big deal. Now we can start getting our friends on board. I think we just want to lead. It's like I want to lead with the Poro Sled, but I'd also like to play 2 equipment this turn to get 2 scout units. I guess if we're going to be a real scout, and Garen should be fine on his own. These little Poros out here doing the work with the with the double misfortune shots. So you can put your Dame out here, but he's not going to do anything. Oh shit! Hang on, I messed that up. I thought we were going to be able to tumble. So let's try to not mess this up.
Who, me? Yeah, I'm with Samira.
Rose got overwhelmed. That's a scary number coming at us. When we don't have any interactivity, we gotta we gotta pay a little bit of attention, I guess. Alright, so Garen comes in on his scout attack. Get the attack token back, get an additional sapling. We should get we'll get the free blocker next turn as well, so as long as we aren't getting overwhelmed out of the game, should be in pretty decent shape. We'll go ahead and smoke down these overwhelm units.
You paying for that?
Takes him to 4. Alright, so as long as they don't do anything ridiculous, we should be okay, right? We got the attack token, we got a couple blockers. Needs a very heavy overwhelm coming in to take us down. Did he do it? It says 8. Did we fuck this up again? is it just like the last one? God damn it. We got too hard and fast with our abilities here. Exactly at neg 5. What a slop fest. Disappointment. Disappointment. I was trying to think if we could have won on that previous turn. He did have a can't block unit that had overwhelm, so we just hooked it in. That would have only been 2 damage from the sapling, but we might have been able to do a little bit more. Ah, man. We were just steamrolling through this, powering through, getting a little bit too sloppy. It's the lesson learned for the day, huh? Don't slop it up too hard. And so, it's always a bit of a bummer to fail at the end like this, especially in one that was so winnable, but it's having a good time. The think 'em throughs don't always pan out as much as you would like when you're out here having those big funds, and so a little bit sloppy. Should have most certainly been able to finish this one off with our Vayne here, even at just level 6, you know, with the 25 starting health. If that was ramped up a little bit more, this would have been much easier. But at the end of the day, I think we probably could have taken that one down, got a little bit sloppy. If you're one of our storied followers from the past, I don't like just throwing these videos away, right? There's a lot of nuggets that could be gained throughout, and then I always felt like, you know, there's so much ladder anxiety and stuff for people jumping up through the ranks, and they never see the big streamers fuck up because they only put forth the videos that they do good stuff in. And so I did always like having some of these failures make their way through so that you knew all bust wasn't perfect the whole time. But nonetheless, a good learning experience, a good battle here. I think we hit a lot of the higher notes with this. You know, the thing that we were talking about the majority of the way is needing to find some kind of interactive element, a strike, something like that. And I think we just didn't see any the entirety of the run, right? We didn't see any single combats, no like concerted strikes, nothing along those kind of measures. We took some purifies as interactivity. We took Mystic Shot as interactivity, but the good strike stuff just didn't show up. Now, I guess you can make the argument that we had like 3 rerolls at the end of the day and we could have given it a little bit more of a shot there at the end. But that was the major pain point as far as the draft and the deck building went. And I'm glad that we did get to cover off on a lot of these like high-powered scout plays that you're going to be making with Vayne, with the tumbles and the scouts and picking up the misfortune stuff and picking up the sapling generator. Lots of very good nuggets of info to pick up if you're not familiar with a lot of the Vayne interactions. And so, good stuff. I had fun with that. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. Had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Weed. Thank you for being here.